Hi guys, it's Amy and you have found Amy Loves Crochet. Thank you so much for clicking on my video to spend a little time with me today. Whether you are a subscriber or this is the first time you've seen me, thank you so very much. So, what I wanted to share with you today is little bits and pieces here and there. But part of it all started, one of my main things that I was going to share with you started with this beautiful hank of yarn that I got at Hobby Lobby's clearance this year in June. And I've never worked with a hank before. I've never, I've never worked with a one before. This was really difficult for me. I'm trying to hold it together for a full thought. You know, and there's so many nightmare stories out there about people trying to lay their hank just right so that they can wind it into a ball or wind it on a winder. But it just doesn't, cooperate. So you go and you spend all this money on one of those umbrella Swift things, or you ask somebody to sit and hold their hands, or, you know, put it over the back of a chair or whatever. I've heard all sorts of things. What I tried to do was use the lid of a tote to keep the strands separate where they were supposed to be, but it was just kind of a nightmare. I needed both hands to wind and then the hand to hold the tote. It was a mess. So I'll show you that picture where I ended up with that. So I worked on that for quite some time and finally got through to the end, but it's a shame because it's like yarn abuse or something. Working over and over and over, you know, through a knot with sparkly yarn, like you can see all those sparkles coming through. It's so pretty in person, but I just feel like they were really torn apart. All those little metallic threads just, I don't like the way that the cake ended up. You know, it was, like I said, I felt like it was abused and it's not turning out as pretty as it should. So if that were to have happened with a different yarn that didn't have the, you know, a metallic sparkle through it, then I probably would have been in a better place. You know, the yarn would have looked better when I was done with it, but I still started making something, and I'll show you that at another time. So clearly, when I was done with that experience, I told myself that would never happen again. Never ever happen again. So I went right out to Amazon and bought a Swift. So let's take a look at it. There are so many different kinds out there that you can buy. Some wooden ones, some plastic ones, and quite frankly, I didn't know what I was getting into. You know, they can be pretty expensive, but I think I bought a pretty simplistic one. I hope it will work out for me. I don't have any reason to think that it wouldn't, but I really was just trying to go with it. That whole box down into this little tiny box. Let me see here. It's a little simplistic for sure. Let's see here. It comes in a very nice little wrap here. We've got some instructions that are pretty basic, a little simplistic. We've got 2 long pieces, we've got 2 shorter pieces, and we've got some pegs. So it looks to be like a pretty basic setup. How long will it take me to put it together? Boom, 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 boom. Let's move this out of the way. So you got your bottom piece, you got your top piece. So you cross these over, they come like that. You put that down together. These 2 pieces come with the little slots here. You put those together. And then what you've got here is your 4 pegs for the arms, and then the center peg that puts the unit together. So like this. And then we're going to, you can choose different distances to, you know, depending on how big your hank is. Like I can do this while I'm holding it in the air. It's kind of silly. Maybe I should have put it onto myself, the video onto myself, but it's not fitting. Maybe there we go. So if you count it 3 out, 3 out. I don't know. I thought hanks kind of came all in the same same size, but there you go. I've seen a few different videos on how to make sure when you're unwrapping your hank that you get it, you know, straightened out and so forth, so that it's all running from the outside or all running from the top or something like that. I'm sure I'll look at it again before I get started with this. So hopefully the next time you see me, I will be able to tell you that I have taken from a hank to a cake with my Swift. I have been known to straighten out yarn when I come to an area looking like this, and I have been mistaken more than once for an employee. So, yikes. Try to do better with your OCD than Amy does. But they've got lots of different colors, they've got lots of different fibers, they've got some tweed, some just active down there. I'm not sure what that is. There's some cottons down on the bottom. Is that called variegated when it's just like marbled with white like that? I'm not sure about that. What's this active? Polyester and acrylic. Is there worsted straight acrylic? Yep, straight acrylic for the worsted. I like that blue. That's pretty. Turquoise. But lots of different tweeds. Here's a gray and a brown tweed. Those are both pretty. I saw a black one over here. That's really nice. I'm not going to straighten this one up. I'm just going to head over to Joann's and see if they got anything going on over there. Oh, band without yarn. Ah! And then they've got some over here that should, you know, drive Amy crazy, because why is it over here all by itself? These here look to be just like some overstock. It's just a whole bunch of white and some pink and gray and some snacks. There's some more of that black tweed. That's really pretty. Yeah, I came in for a card and had to look at the yarn, of course. This is super thin. What is this? That's like, here you can see it better. Super thin here. Super thin. Now, this teal's really pretty. It's some Chanel. It's like a 6. Yeah. That's nice. I've got so much Just yarn, you guys know that. I don't need any more. Okay, Joann. Something's missing. I have a single skein of basic stitch. Oh, I bet I know where it is. Ta-da! She is always taking this thing, but it is super soft. There we go. Okay, so now I know why I was so confused about the size of this yarn. And I was way wrong in telling you. I told you that I had received 4 of these and 4 of these, and then 6 of this in the pink. It wasn't that. I had it on my shelf together, but it is different. It's this stuff. Super soft. And this is a size 3. The little, I'm going to call it a 3. The little suggested hook sizes here, totally, you know, this is a size lower. So that makes so much sense. So these were the ones that I got that are smaller. Definitely a 3. So they came in a 6-pack. And I have 2 of these. So I've got quite a bit of this. I remembered that, but that's why, and these are smaller. These are 50-gram balls. And so I thought these were such great colors, whether you use them together or maybe just these 2 for something for a man and then a baby blanket, or I don't know. I think I'm gonna look into, when I started crocheting, I started to see random patterns that I liked, and I would write them down. And so I have this piece of paper that's all yellowed and curling edges and older. I think I'm gonna look at that and see if there was something that might call for something like this, because I think that's quite a pop, you know. These are cheaper. These are 89 cents. I don't know why these are 99 cents. It's the same. All the rest of the ingredients, all the rest of the label icons and so forth are the same. So, but yeah, I think I'll do something with that. So pardon my error in saying that I had pinks of these, because I don't. They're different. All right, guys, I am ready to get down to business. I dumped out the 4 Ziploc baggies that you saw from What's in That Tote. This does not even include scraps that I've got set aside to make squares or something out of. This was just what I found with you guys. I don't know how much I've got here, so I'm just going to make up a giant wild cake or wild skein or whatever they call it and see what it looks like. I have got some supplies here to keep me going. I've got a little sneaky peeky for some filming things that I've got coming up, and I've got a little helper today. Hi, Astrid. Say hi. There she goes. All right, guys, let's see what this turns out to. Cannot wait to see it. Who saves this tiny little thing? Look at this. I'm silly. I wanted to show you the way that I like to connect yarn so that I don't have to tie in so many ends. I know there's a lot of different ways to do this, but this is just the Amy way, so I thought I'd share it since I'm doing it right now. So you lay your two ends like this, and I think this is called the magic knot. And in my brain, I can only do it one way, so this is how this is how I do it. So I pull the green one under the purple and bring it back around and tie it like this. Tie as tight as I can. And then my brain can't do it in the reverse, so I have to turn this way and do the same thing to this side. I'm going to put the purple underneath, make a loop with it, and come back around and tie it. And you're going to take those two ends and pull them super tight. So you've got your knot here and your knot here, and you take your two working ends and just pull it together. And you could pull as hard as you want, and unless you're going to tear that yarn, you're not going to break that knot. So then you can just cut these two strips as low to the knot as you'd like to, and you have nothing to sew in. This is just what I do. And then those go in my little cup here that I save for stuffing material or whatnot later. All right, and then I'm just going to keep on winding. All right, folks, I've been at it for a while now, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big old cakes, and I still have all of this. I think I'm going to call it a night and just dump that into my other scraps bin, and I'll weigh these all out and let you guys know how much they weigh. Well, I guess that's all I've got to share with you for today. I hope there was something in here that made you smile or laugh today, or maybe get a little inspiration on a color combination or something. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you back. Bye-bye.